Isn't it interesting that the people who don't want big government in their business usually subscribe to the most invasive, controlling forms of steeple peopleness? Isn't that interesting? It's like they're very against anyone else knowing what they're doing. They don't want laws and regulations to protect anyone, but then they want complete control over everyone in their family as a man. They have complete control over all the women and children. They own them. They get to control what they wear, what they can do, what their personalities are. And even if it means they don't have true relationships with them, the control is the point. And then they subject themselves to the ultimate control of one dude behind a pulpit that they pay every week to tell them what to think. And that is what they subscribe to. But the government's the bad guy. And I'm not saying I love government. I'm just saying, isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting how they don't want oversight over their weird control issues, especially since they seem to be oddly, private and bathroom related? The things they like to obsess over the most are things that aren't their business and are usually related to bodies that aren't theirs. So they try to find reasons and excuses to say they have if it's a woman and she's pregnant, that means all men now own her body because there's another life inside it. And that means now we get to tell her what to do. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Someone said that this all came from men being jealous that women create life, so they have to find ways to control that so they feel on top of it, when in reality, technically, y'all know that years ago, science figured out how to use DNA that did not involve male at all. There was no swimmers involved. They have successfully created from... But, I don't know. You might have to search for that on a non-Google browser to find out. But literally not needed anymore. And I'm not saying that in owned. I'm just saying technically not even needed anymore for that. So it's very interesting. Very interesting that they need to interesting story, right? So I have my friend who is not subscribed to steeple peopleness, but still has that belief of I need to micromanage my children, my stuff, to the point where they don't have relationships with their kids, not honest ones, not truly honest ones, because there are sections of their life that they can't openly speak to their parents about. And it's always those parents who want companies and regulations. They don't want oversight, but they do want the school to tell on their kid. They want the doctor to tell on their kid. They want their kid to have no privacy. And I'm over here I don't have this problem because my kids talk to me. If they wanted to go to the doctor for something, whatever it may be, there's a concern or whatever, they know they can talk to me first. And it's not something that I have to demand the medical company release to me because it's my kid, because they would have talked to me. We have a relationship. You have a prisoner who can't openly tell you things, and so now you want other people to rat on your prisoner rather than you just being a better parent, having a relationship with them. And no, it doesn't mean being their friend and not being a parent. You can still be a parent and have a kid that feels safe to let you know all of who they are, without judgment or repercussions. Like I said, I live in a town where steeple people love for the school to tell on their children so that they can then unhouse them. They have unhoused their own children due to outing policies that they wanted because they're not good parents. They don't have good relationships with their kids on their own, so they need someone else. These people who want privacy and ultimate control also want ultimate legislation over the privacy of everyone else because no one wants to tell them anything. No one wants to talk to them. They're horrible people. This is also why they're demonizing empathy. And if you see, it's always the dudes with the hats and the sunglasses sitting in front of their podcast going, yeah, empathy is evil. Empathy is a sin. Empathy is ruining everything. I'm sorry, y'all seem to want empathy when brokenness is about to kiss you. When you lose your job, you lose your money. Then you want empathy and GoFundMe. So it's not that empathy is the problem. You just want to be a horrible person. You want to own people and control people, and you don't want anyone else to be able to say anything. You want to yell slurs and for it to be fine. You want to be cruel and for it to be fine. So therefore, you're demonizing empathy. I just found it interesting. That's all. I wonder what they have to hide. Why they don't want empathy and they don't want eyes on them. Interesting, right?